Hello, and today I'm going to be showing you the basics of turning point presentation. Now, I apologize, I'm going to be showing you a very scaled down version of the turning point you will be using, but you'll get the basic concept. I have the Turning Point Anywhere downloaded on this computer, and my school computer has the turning point presentation that you will be using, which is basically just like creating a PowerPoint, except you're asking questions with available answers, and it walks you through it. I'm going to show you the basics, though, of Turning Point. First, I'm going to show you, if you noticed, I'd already started asking questions, and the poll is basically the test. Now, I'm going to click on participant list, and if you go to create a participant list, click the education template, and then continue. And if you noticed, it already has selected fields for you. Last name, first name, student ID. Then you click continue. Now, you may have more than one class. You may have different students for math than you do for reading or book club. So you are going to name the list. Let's just say I'm doing my reading class, and I'm going to say book club. Then I'm going to click on finish. And now if you notice, this is so you can have each clicker device linked up to a student. So each clicker device has a number on it. The device ID might be, let's say, 1. You're going to enter the student's last name who you're going to give that clicker to. And I'm just going to make it up. We're going to do Smith. And then you go to first name and Jane. And student ID if you want to include that. And then if you wanted to add any other fields, you could. Then we're going to go to clicker 2. Let's say, we'll do Jimmy Johnson. And you can so on do that. And that way, when you get your results, you can actually use this as an actual assessment or a data point, because you know exactly what Jane Smith, how many answers she answered correctly, or how many answers she answered incorrectly. And if you look over here at the polling, if you were actually giving a turning point presentation, once they clicked in their answers, you would see the response. You could give feedback. And if you look over here, if they were all linked up and I had my response system going, it would show you the 3 questions I've already created. It would show you a graph, and it would show you how many students answered correctly, how many students answered incorrectly. And then on your own screen, you can also get a more detailed view to see actually what student individually answered each question. So that's the participant list. Now, I'm going to go, you can make sure you save it. I'm going to go to question list editor. Now, I've already created 3 questions, and I'm just going to add another one just to show you how to do it. I'm doing book club, and I am currently a first grade teacher, so I'm using first grade reading content. And I'm going to ask a question. Let's see. Name a fairy tale characteristic. And I'm going to press that I want the correct answer indicated. Now I'm going to put in some answers. First, I'm going to say table of contents. And I know that's not the correct answer, so I'm going to come over and write incorrect. Just so that the turning point actually keeps track of the correct answers and incorrect answers so that it can give you the right data. Then you go down here. I'm going to click another one. I'm going to do magic. And that is correct. And then I'm going to add another one. I'm going to say a photograph, because we know in fairy tales they're illustrations. And that's incorrect. And I'm just going to stick with 3. And so if you notice over here, on this side, it has the questions I've already answered, or I've already created. And you can always remove the correct answer indicated or add questions from a different file or previous slideshow. You also have the option of doing fill in the blank. And on your turning point, you're actually going to have even more options with using A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. But like I said, this is more of a scaled down version. So I just wanted to show you the basics. If you click over here, it shows you the different questions. And now this would be the polling. So you might show this presentation to your students. And like I said, on yours, you'll have options of creating a background color and creating more interesting slides with different transitions. Just very similar to PowerPoint. So right now you're looking at a question. What is a character trait? Now this would be up on the screen, and the students, you could read it to them. And you would say the way a character acts, the way a character looks, and then if I forgot to enter the third question or answer. And then on your students' remotes, you will say, okay, now you may answer. And the polling is open. And if they think the answer is number 1, they're going to click 1. If they think it's 2, click 2, 3, and so on. And then you're going to click stop. And the polling is closed. And then that's when you'd click this and you'd get your percentage of how many students got right. And then you can also get on the polling your own list of data. And if it shows you, I'm not connected right now to a response keypads, but you will be able to show your connection information, hide question text. You will have a lot more options. And if you wanted to add more questions, you can always do that. Make sure you always save. You can also do an anonymous poll. So you don't always have to add participants and link up with the remotes, but if you're using it as a data point and actually want to use it as a grade or a pre-assessment for individual students and know what student knows what, you're going to want to have the participant list. If you're just doing it to get a general idea, or you want to do like a consensogram, then you can just do anonymous. And you can also, for polling, this is another way to quickly write in a question text and answer. And like I said, this is Turning Point Anywhere. So if you wanted to create a Turning Point at home and you didn't necessarily have the actual program, this is downloadable just as I did, and you can create it and then you can transfer it at school to your school computer. And if you know about PowerPoint and you know how to create a PowerPoint slide, you'll be just fine creating a Turning Point presentation, because it's basically the exact same thing. It guides you through it, and it basically just helps you add on the answers and choose the format of the quiz. Now, Turning Point is a very, very good program to assess and to use as a pre-assessment. I've used this in my class with my first graders, and they absolutely love it. They think it's a game. It's a great pre-assessment to see what your students already know about a topic that you might be about to begin teaching. And it's also a great way at the end to sum up a lesson or sum up a subject topic to see what they've learned. And the kids are very engaged. It's much, much more engaging than a pencil paper quiz. It takes less teacher time because you don't have to sit and grade the quiz. The answers and data and grades are given to you from the data collection from the keypads. So it's really great. You can print out those graphs. You can print out the data on individual children. It's a very, very, very powerful learning tool, and very, very useful, and definitely saves down and cuts down on teacher time and gives you some good data. And then you can use that data to make great decisions. So I hope you've enjoyed your quick Turning Point demo. You will have a chance now to create your own Turning Point presentation. Thank you.